Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to draw this fantasy colorful picture. It's all from my mind, but I really liked how it turned out and I really wanted to share that with you guys because it's so colorful, easy, and completely for beginners. And if you don't have gouache colors, watercolors would be perfect. Don't worry about that. I started by using my masking tape and taped my picture to my desk. Then with my water, I'm just misting it all over the page, just leaving like the last quarter of the paper without water because this is where the ground is going to be. However, if you forgot and you just put colors there, it doesn't matter. On top of my cobalt blue, I'm adding my premixed purple that came with my set, but if you don't have that, you can just mix it by adding blue on top of red and a little bit of white. However, and then I'm adding tiny bit of white and a tiny bit of pink on top of that. I'm adding that too much on the left hand side and then adding a little bit on the right hand side. However, right now I'm adding my pink on top of, underneath the purple that I've put before, and then I am going to put white directly underneath that. It's not gonna appear like it's white and it's gonna appear like this is pink, but it's fine. I can just absorb the colors that I don't want. But I actually intended to do that, to do this cloud thingy, so don't go like, I'm not gonna go that far, so I'm not gonna use my tissue. No, do that and then absorb the color with your tissue, because we want that to look like a cloud. However, I am right now adding a mixture of cobalt blue and white to the bottom, and I'm just leaving a tiny bit between the pink and the blue, and then from bottom to top I'm adding my pink, also mixing or putting that with my flat brush and then blending it a little bit with my blue. Then the area that I've left between the blue and the pink, I am just blending it with just water. The brush doesn't have anything on top of it. I let that dry and added a little bit of blue to the top. Then I am going ahead and pressing over the pink that I've put before to on the bottom. Right now I'm taking my cobalt blue with my white, which is the cereal blue hue, as you see there. And then I'm adding my blue, and on top of that a little bit of pink and a little bit of purple and a tiny bit of white. Then I am trying to get the color or the tone that I want, and I'm adding that directly to the top. And this is a bit darker than the previous layers. I'm trying to create depth to the picture, so that's why I added more than one layer. I didn't go just flat with the darkest color. Also, as I mentioned before, because it's a cloud. However, I'm going to use my tissue paper to take out all the colors that I don't need, or to get this cloud effect. You don't want to skip this part. Again, we want clouds. So that's why we are going to use our tissue paper more than once. Now I'm adding more white to the mixture to get that tone, and adding that right underneath my purple and just leaving a little bit between them. And then I'm gonna soak that with my tissue paper because I want this look, and I am adjusting everything with my round brush. Just try to get that as accurate as possible, but if you couldn't, it's okay. As I mentioned before, this is a picture from my mind, no reference for that, so you can just take the idea and just do it the way that you want to do it. I am then adding darker tones to the edges and taking out the colors that I don't need with my tissue paper. And also I do that to every layer I do. As I mentioned before, I want depth in the picture. I want it to be a little bit three-dimensional, so that's why I'm adding more layers on top. I added darker pink in the middle of the pink that I've added before. Then I'm going to use my brush with just water on top of it to blend both of my pinks together and to get this transition I'm looking for. I'm not going to leave it like that. I just want to create depth. I applied my third and last coat of this light blue and then used my tissue paper to mark out where my clouds are gonna be. Now you put that wherever you want to put them. Now let's say that you put them and you didn't like how it looked like. Just apply a fourth coat of this paint and let it dry, and then apply another coat, and while it's wet, just take out the places of your clouds. Just use your tissue paper. It's really easy, but I don't think you can be wrong with that. It's completely up to you. Right now I am using my ram brush and applying my purple. This is a new mixture of purple, just the same way that we did it before, but with adding a little bit more white and a little bit more pink. I applied that on top of my previous coat, also leaving this place between both layers. And then I'm adding more water to the bottom to make it a little bit translucent at the bottom and to make the pink appear a little bit underneath that. And as you can see, I blended that out a little bit on the left hand corner at the bottom so that it feels like it's one picture, it's in one plane. However, right now with just water on my brush, I'm trying to blend out the pink a little bit more to and also join them together to give it that look. However, right now with my brush, I am just leaving a tiny bit of space between both layers. As you can see, I'm just having water on my brush. I don't have any pigment on top of it, and I am not adding more water. It's just gonna take a little bit of pigment from this pink and move it to another place, and that's what I want. Right now with my purple, I'm applying my clouds, just moving on top of the places that I used my tissue paper on top of, and this is on my light blue. Then I am going to outline everything. I tried to zoom in to make you see how this goes. I apply that to the top and then use my brush with a little bit of water on top of that to make the bottom of the cloud a little bit translucent, because I'm gonna add more pink to the bottom and I'm gonna add more layers to that. So I don't want my purple to be too opaque or dark. That's why I'm adding more colors to the top and white or water at the bottom to get it as light as possible. And then the clouds that are overlapping, I am leaving a tiny bit of space between them. I'm using a smaller ram brush to this because I don't want to mess this step up. Just pay attention in this step. You can't be wrong with that also, because even if two clouds came on top of each other, just use your tissue paper and repeat the process. It's not so hard. I'm going to do that to all my clouds, and also applying some clouds that doesn't have like white underneath that, and I'm going to apply just purple to that because they're just too tiny, and you know, you get the idea. You just make them look the way that you want them to look. With my pink, just a tiny bit of pink and white, I'm applying that to the bottom of the picture, or to the bottom of the cloud, to give it a three-dimensional look. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how to draw the unicorn. It's actually a horse, but I'm just not going to show you exactly how to do it. But you have to try it a couple of times before you apply that to your original picture, because you don't want to erase on top of your paint. So yeah, just try it a couple of times before applying that. I myself tried it like 3 times before I put that on the picture. So however, just take your time drawing this, because it's the center of the picture. This is what shows the picture, the main element. However, I am right now using my black to do the shadow of my horse, and then I decided I wanted to be a unicorn. This is all like a fantasy or whatsoever, so that's why I did this horn to it. And then I am using my black and having so much fun doing that. I'm feeling like I'm accomplished. I'm halfway there, or more than my halfway there. So I really enjoy this part of adding just black, and I just love to feel like a painter and just move it all around. So yeah, have fun with that. And you know, if you failed, or if you just did it in a wrong way, got your black out, there's always a solution for that. You can just make a tree with the horse, make the horse hold some sort of a balloon. I don't know, just if you did something wrong with this black, it's fixable, believe me. And if you didn't find any solution for that, just add water and take out the pigment with or from the paper, and then apply more water until the pigment is off of the paper, and then apply the paint that was underneath that. I hope you can understand me, but I can show you in another video how to solve your mistakes in watercolors. I am right now applying my black to the bottom, and this is the ground, and then adding tiny bits that are coming out. This is like a village, I don't know, a far place. I didn't decide what that was, but I am applying more coats, and I'm not gonna wait, so I apply my coat and then use my hair dryer, and then apply another coat and use my hair dryer to get it as opaque as possible. I want it to be really dark. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm right now adding these trees or leaves. I don't know if this tree actually exists in real life or not, but I thought that it would be so cute in this place, so I just applied it. Whatever. I did these tiny little lines, and then with the tip of my ram brush, this was number 3, I believe. But I guess that each brand has its numbers, so don't go with that. And then I added with just the top of it, little tiny dots right next to each other. If you have a flat brush, sorry, a fan brush, it's gonna be perfect in that, but my fan brush is a little bit big, so I didn't want to mess up this. And I know that most of the beginners don't have a fan brush, so I decided to go with my ram brush. It all works and it's all perfect, so yeah, you do what you think is best for your picture. And then to the left hand side, I am adding more of this shape, but with a thicker branch whatsoever. I'm just having fun with that, creating it while I'm using my paint. I didn't like say I'm gonna draw a unicorn, I'm gonna draw like leaves, I'm not gonna draw, I don't know, it just came out like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did recreate this picture, just make sure to DM me your picture, and yeah, I'll see you in a future video. Bye guys.